Hailing from the USA, not the Great White North, today we're making a maple cake. Maple Square, whatever the hell you want to call it. Crumbl's got this new cake they're calling a Maple Square. I haven't had it. I'm not even sure they've released it anywhere. Maybe a couple test markets. Maybe by the time this airs. Who knows? But maple's one of my favorite flavors, so I saw a maple cake. I'm like, oh, we're doing this. So for the dry ingredients, got half a cup all-purpose flour. And you can just use a cake mix if you wanted, like a white cake mix, and add all this stuff. I'm just going to show you how to do it from scratch. So half a cup all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon baking powder, about a quarter teaspoon of salt, so quite a bit. Wind started to pick up. I got to be careful there. I like to sift it together with a fork, get it all incorporated. And then to that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of cinnamon chips. You can get these in the baking aisle. These are Hershey's brand, but there's other brands. Cinnamon chips, fantastic. And then, this is optional too, a dash in of cinnamon. About a quarter teaspoon or so. I just feel like it needs it in a maple cake. And then just a little tiny dash in of nutmeg. Gotta be careful with this stuff, it's powerful, but I love it. I'll get all that incorporated, and it'll help kind of give it more of that brown color. Which, I mean, we could always mix some food dye together and do it that way, but this is actually adding flavor and texture with the chips. Cinnamon chips, I love those things. Now for our wet ingrediente, I got 2 tablespoons shortening. And you could use butter instead of shortening. There's no rules. You could use lard, whatever you want. 2 tablespoons beaten egg, that's half a beaten egg. Dash of vanilla extract, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And then about 5 drops of maple extract. If you don't have maple extract, you can just go ahead and do like 2 tablespoons maple syrup. I do that all the time too. But maple extract's gonna add fantastic maple flavor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A few more just for good measure. Quarter cup brown sugar. I feel like brown sugar just goes better with this cake than a white sugar. Sticking with that maple theme, you know? So I'm gonna cream this together a little with the mixer. Try not to make a giant mess. And then I got a quarter cup warm milk. Just start slowly adding this while we're mixing. And once you got it mixed pretty good, we can go ahead and start adding it to the wet. It's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna be lumpy with the lard. Making a mess here. Making a fucking mess, like always. Hey, at least I'm keeping it on the tablecloth for the most part. All right, get this nicely mixed together, incorporated. We're gonna use a little square baking dish. I don't know what this is, maybe like 4x8, 4x6, 4x7, something like that. My calibrated eye should be better than that, but any little square baking dish you got, or you can make them round. There's no rules, just Crumbl's a square. So we're gonna bake this, cut it in half, and then stack them in a 2-tiered cake. Even though Crumbl's only giving you a single-tier cake. Dakota's giving you more, always. It's called value added. It's basically my middle name. And it's gonna be a pretty thin layer, but that's okay. It'll spread out and puff up in the oven. Got my oven preheating, 325 degrees. We're gonna bake this low and slow. Normally you bake cakes, 350, 375 for like 20 minutes. We're gonna bake this like 325 for like 25, 30 minutes. And what that's gonna do is keep the cake a lot flatter. When you bake it hot and fast, the outsides cook before the inside, so they set, and the inside has nowhere to go but up. That's why it domes with a cupcake or muffin, stuff like that. And we want these flat. So I'll give it a little spread here. Good. Batter doesn't taste good, cake's not gonna taste good. So go pop this in the oven, about 25, 30 minutes, check it with a toothpick. When it comes out clean, we're good to go. Flip it over on cooling rack, 10, 15 minutes, and we'll frost them. And we'll get to making our frosting here in just a second. Time for our whipped maple frosting. So I got 1 egg, just want the egg whites. So I'm gonna split it and go between the shells. Done with that, and then I'm gonna start whisking them, beating them. Okay, now I have almost soft peaks forming. We don't gotta go complete, we're just kind of whipping some air into it. Then 3 tablespoons of butter. Soft, room temp. A couple drops of vanilla extract. About 1/8 of a teaspoon. A little dash in of salt. 2 tablespoons maple syrup. Love my maple syrup. Love maple syrup. And then I got about a tablespoon of milk, warm, and 1 cup powdered sugar. First, I'm going to kind of beat this egg in, or the butter in to the egg, and then I'll add in the powdered sugar. And then just beat it a little more, keep it light and fluffy. Give it a little taste test. That's fantastic. Okay, now we got a good consistency going. Throw this in the fridge. Till we're time to frost our cake. Cake should be just about ready to come out. Throw them on the cooling rack. Okay, our cake's nice and cooled. Just took the frosting out of the fridge. Still just gorgeous. Oh, frost her up. Frost me sweet, baby. It's actually the name of a fantastic bakery in the Tri-Cities, Richland, Washington. Frost me sweet is right. Especially if it's with maple frosting. You should frost me in this. I'll be a happy camper. Till I suppose the bears or the bees get me. Nobody said there's any free lunch. I suppose you'd be a bear's lunch then. Or maybe he'd be mine. Just have to see how it works out. I saw something the other day that 6% of Americans think they could win against a grizzly bear in a fight. I would like to see that. All right, then we're going to split it in half. And take my top one. Boom. Make this a double decker. A little more frosting up top. Gorgeous. It's going for a bite after I lick the knife. Oh, frosting's so good. Just drizzle that on anything. Pancakes, waffles, cinnamon rolls. So here's our majestic maple cake, maple square, whatever the hell you want to call it. I just call it deliciousness. Going for it. Oh, both layers. Look at that. Oh, look at the cinnamon chips coming through. That frosting is ridiculously good. Actually, almost tastes like a cream cheese frosting. It's insanely good. A maple cream cheese frosting. Yeah, buddy. Oh. I mean, just look at those cinnamon chips in there. Oh. So much texture in the cake. It's got kind of a crispy outside, soft inside. Perfect. Fantastic. So mix things up with the maple. All right. Until next time. Bye. Hasta luego. Adios. I shouldn't eat any more of this. I've already had so much cake today and frosting. When it's this good, it's hard to stop. Wow. I really fucking outdone myself this time. That frosting is just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. We put that on anything. I'm serious. French toast sticks, French toast, waffles, pancakes. Everybody be lining up around the block for yours. These pancakes, you could do them without frosting. You can make this into pancakes. You could make this just as a bar. People love you. You see the little bits of cinnamon in there and stuff. Oh, it's fantastic. It's gorgeous. Oh, cinnamon chips too. I'm telling you, you really want to add those. All right, well now I really need to go exercise because this is cake number 2 for me today. Not to mention countless amount of frosting. Oh my God, frosting and candy. Ooh, buddy. Oh, I gotta make some ice cream too. All in a day. All right, hasta luego.